Hey everyone! Previously we tried our hands at recreating a Blongoid and a Whistleoid. And as I was looking at a list of gyroids, the Jingloid caught my attention. It has a super cool texture that would be worth covering, and I really wanted to try making. So I thought it'd be fun to start by making its shiny coin-like material into a tileable texture, then building the Jingloid model to use it. Tileable textures are great, because they prevent obvious transitions on seams after unwrapping stuff. And they have just limitless potential as pretty much anything in your scene, whether it's roads, grass, water, or character textures. And instead of having to carefully plan out the size of objects to fit the textures, it just works. Initially, we planned on this just being a single tutorial like the other gyroids. But after creating this character, it ended up being a pretty good look at a workflow for making a low poly character for a game. So we're going to try to cover the process more comprehensively. I started building this character model in a slightly different way than I normally would, in order to make laying out our custom textures UVs a little easier. A wrapped texture like this can be difficult sometimes, but it worked out quite well, and the texture loops perfectly at the seams, which is very nice. To build the body, I just used the normal poly modeling with modifiers. I wanted to build a higher poly model with a lot of details, and then bake the normals onto a lower poly game-ready model. So for the initial modeling, I wasn't as concerned about using more geometry than normal. My focus was more on trying to get a nice smooth shape. Since we haven't covered baking normals on the channel up to this point, I thought it would be good for me to go a little bit more in-depth on the process during this tutorial, which we're going to break up into a several-part series. And hopefully you'll pick up some tricks on how to add a lot more detail to your low poly characters. I'm not much of a sculptor, so I made use of Boolean modifiers to build the high poly face. I think this is one of the greatest and best things about Blender. It doesn't matter if you're artistic, more math oriented, or both or neither. You can always find a way to create comfortably, and with enough practice, achieve the result that you want. But no matter what you're doing, there's just about a million ways to get to your goals. In case you didn't know, I love Blender. After the high poly model was finished, I built a very low poly model to bake the normals onto. Baking normals is a really useful skill no matter what you're modeling, and this is something that anyone can do to achieve great results. All you really need is a basic understanding of how to use Blender, which hopefully these tutorials will help you with. I spent a decent amount of time laying out the UVs in a grid pattern, because I like to attempt to fill the texture up. This is really just personal preference. I like fitting it all in there, it's like a little puzzle. Also, I didn't do the arms or nose, so if you were actually making this model into a game character, those should be included. Once everything's all done, you can gaze upon the magic of normals at work. The lighting plays off the face as if there's a whole lot of small details, but when we tab into edit mode, you can see it's all just texture trickery. Hopefully the tutorials are coming soon. They should be coming soon. I'm working on them, so if they don't come soon, I messed up. They cover a couple of topics that I've wanted to make videos on for a while, as well as another gyroid, which is always a plus. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave us a comment on what you'd like to see us make. If you'd like to help our channel grow, share our videos. Also, we have a Patreon. Thank you again. I love you all. See you in the tutorials. Goodbye.